in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's...
So Tory Lanez has been charged with the felony assault in the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, and he is facing 22 years and 8 months in jail. Now, do I think that Tory Lanez is going to get 22 years and 8 months in jail? No. I believe he's probably going to get a year or two, maybe deportation. If he has a good enough lawyer, maybe he'll just get probation and nothing else. Like, I want to say, guys, you know how this goes, but like at the same time, you never know what's going to happen, but I don't think he's going to get that entire time at the same time. Now, with everything going on, I was like, okay, when is Tory going to get charged? That's what I've been thinking this whole time, because Megan, you said that
you shot me. I ain't get cut by no...
So here you have Megan Thee Stallion. She went on live. She said Tory shot her. People were in utter shock. However, you know, there were people that were like, okay, Megan, what are we going to do with this information? Is charges going to be pressed? Like, what is going on? And then October 9th comes about and Tory Lanez is charged. Now, Tory Lanez, if you guys remember, you know, he put out that album along the way and before his charges were pressed. And there was a whole lot of mixed feelings, not mixed reviews, but mixed feelings about the album. So you had some people that were like, yo, this album is fire, it's amazing, I love it. And then you had some people that was like, yo, Tory, like, what are you doing? Like, the woman just told us that you shot her. Why are you sitting here trying to prove your innocence and trying to change my mind about how I feel? So for the people that were like, yo, this album is amazing, I love it, I don't think they understand that, you know, the context behind the album was in efforts for Tory to prove his innocence, of which he would have to do that in court, not through music. He would have to do that through the courts. So Megan's team right now can easily comb through that album and get key points and say, hey, I want to use this against Tory. I want to say that he did this, but he really did that. And I want to say that he said this, but he really didn't say that. Like, they can easily use that album. So now he set himself up for failure in a sense, because he felt so adamant and strongly about putting out an album that would, quote unquote, prove his innocence. Tory's efforts to put out an album was very prideful and arrogant. He probably had people that was in his ear telling him like, yo man, you really know what happened, like, don't let these people try to make you feel bad, like, you know what's up. And he's probably walking around with his chest out, you know, feeling like, yeah man, I'm about to put this album out, they about to really know what happened. See, and it makes me think about the Bible scripture that primarily says pride goeth before destruction. So, you know, Tory is feeling arrogant, he's putting out this album instead of feeling humble and sitting back. But that arrogance makes him more susceptible to sin and punishment. So I don't know who amped him up. I don't know if he was, you know, boosting himself up. But that was the wrong move. So Tory should have done one or two things. He should have apologized and worked through his lawyers to figure out the right words to say to the public. Because yes, he was under investigation at the time. Or he could have stayed silent. We still would have talked trash about him, like, yo, Tory, we haven't heard anything. But, you know, at least he would have, you know, just laid low, been humble, and then been able to say his piece in court. Tory also put out a tweet after his charges were announced. And I'm going to read his tweet and I'm going to, you know, kind of dissect it a little bit here. So it says, time will tell. The truth will come to the light. I have all faith in God to show that. Love to all my fans and people that have stayed true to me and know my heart. A charge is not a conviction. If you have supported me or Megan through this, I genuinely support you. So he said, time will tell. And the truth will come to the light. Now, Megan confidently and boldly, and even out of anger, came on live and said, hey, Tory, you shot me. And your team is trying to make it seem like it's something else. And I'm thinking a little bit more here. I'm like, what happened in that truck? What happened that night? We'll never know. But I do want to know, is Tory, what brought you to that point to make you shoot this woman? I really want to know what truth will come to the light to change my mind to say, okay, that's why you did it. That's what caused you to be so angry that you would do that to her. Because if Megan got on live and just lied and said, hey, Tory, you shot me, she can get in trouble for that, right? So I just want to know what really happened. What brought you to that point? I really want to know. So we'll see the truth and we'll see what comes out, right? Definitely when you're in a bind, yes, you should have all faith in God. But Tory speaks of his fans and the love that he has for his fans and the people that have supported him and know his heart. I'm telling you, people will know the representative of you no matter how close they are to you. But behind closed doors, they will never know the person that you truly are. And that goes for anybody. That goes for you, me, and anybody out here in the world. The world is a stage. We are all actors when we step out of the door. We're really someone else, right? So when you're put in certain situations, when you're under the influence, that changes you and makes you become someone else. Do people really see that? You know? No, Tory has not been convicted, and this is a charge, and we are going to see how all of this plays out and what comes of this. And lastly, this last line is a real banger here. It says, if you have supported me and Megan through this, I genuinely appreciate you. So I think Tory Lanez is trying to cover all bases and making sure that, hey, you know, if you supported me and you supported Megan, like, I appreciate you. So he's trying to be fair and making this statement here. You know, that in the song Money Over Fallouts, and I have not really heard the song. I've only heard snippets of it and a summary of it. And basically that's the core and the key song for that album. So it's just like, that song, explains a lot about the whole situation. So it mentions in that song, and also in another song, I think Solar Drive at Night, it mentions the love that he still has for Megan. And we can look at this from two different standpoints here. We can look at this and say, hey, you know, he's being fair and he really still has love for Megan. And we can see that through the statement, the last statement that he made in his tweet. Or we can say this is him being the narcissist and trying to be sarcastic. You'll never know. So, guys, I want you to tell me, how do you feel about Tory being charged? Do you think he's going to get the whole time? Do you think the truth is going to come to the light? You know, do you think that whatever was said or whatever was done before he shot her is really going to change anything? Like, I need to know in my mind. You guys tell me your thoughts. Take care.